How's it going? Today I want to talk to you how I assembled this platform bed frame. Now this platform bed frame has a really nice headboard with a shelf. It has these LED lights as well as a top shelf here, and it has some areas where you can charge your phone. And it's very unique because it does not require a box spring. It's just a mattress directly on the slats, and it comes with 2 drawers in the front. Step 1, you're going to start with piece A. That's going to be the main headboard, and you're going to attach the 2 brackets that go on the side. Those are going to be your X pieces, and you use 2 P1 bolts on each side. Step 2, you're going to grab the legs. That's going to be pieces C, and they're going to lay down. You want to make sure the fabric is down so that the backside is where the bolts go, and you just want to ensure that so that it's not backwards. Step 3, you're going to go ahead and assemble pieces B1 and B2. And you have P1. Those are going to be your small bolts, and most of the bolts are going to be the P1 bolts. You want to go ahead and attach them in. Now, with a lot of these, I like to attach them just most of the way, not 100% of the way, until that complete section is done, and then I will tighten it up for finish. Step 4 is going to be the H2 piece. Now that's going to need these R brackets, and you want to make sure the R brackets are tied in with bolts P1. Also, I'd like to mention for the majority of this, I have a ratcheting tool that I use, and I used a drill for some of it. It does come with an Allen key, but a ratcheting tool is going to make this go a lot smoother and a lot quicker. Step 5, you're going to attach the H2 piece that you just put those brackets on, and you're going to put it on the headboard that you assembled. Again, P1 is going to tie all those in. For step 6, you're going to go ahead and assemble these rails. These rails are the outside of the bed frame. It does have this wooden piece already attached. You just need to attach the 2 together. So you're going to put the P1 bolts most of the way in, and then you're going to come back for step 7, and that's going to be the actual O bracket that goes in place. You slot the O bracket in place, and then you go ahead and tighten everything else down. Step 8 is going to be the footer. For the footer, you're going to have these wooden block pieces with a little magnet. You want to make sure it's oriented correctly, and the way that it works is the magnet actually faces outwards, like towards where the fabric is, because on the drawer, it's the inside of the face of the drawer that has the opposite magnet to attach. It's a little bit tricky. You would think it would be the other way, but it is in fact the way the instructions show. Step 9, you're going to attach the footer, which is that front piece, to the ends of the rails. You're going to use the P1 bolts and go ahead and lock those in place. Next, you're going to come back to the headboard and attach the rails to the front part of the headboards. Do note that the P2 bolts are a bit longer. They're going to be on top, and the P1 bolts are going to be at the bottom. This was one of the more difficult spots because the ratcheting tool didn't have an easy time fitting in, so I actually, it would have been better to use the Allen key on this particular one to get that in place because it's really tight with where this wooden piece is on the rail. Step 11, you're going to put this brace piece. Now this brace piece is going to be for the back part, and that's going to hold the bottom part of this headboard, and it's also going to be our attachment piece for the center brace. Step 12, you're going to assemble that center brace. The center brace has 2 L2 sticks, and you want to go ahead and put pieces M and then piece N in the middle. Those are going to be using the P3 bolts. Those are a bit longer. You just want to make sure those are locked in place, and then there's going to be a gap in the middle for this cross member piece. Step 13, you're going to assemble that middle brace to the end here, as well as the footer, and those are going to be the P1 bolts to lock those in. Next, you're going to come across kind of like horizontal. That's going to be this Q2 piece, and you're going to go ahead and anchor it down. Make sure you use the P2 bolt in the center and the shorter P3s on either end. Once that's done, step 15, you're going to go back up to the top here. You have this wooden piece, piece D. It does have some wooden dowels. You want to make sure those are slotted in place. And then you're going to go ahead and also insert the plug. So it's going to be 2 standard plugs, and then it has like your USB-C and USB-A. You connect those down with the P7 screws. They're these little screws, and those took a little bit of effort with the hand tool. It might have been easier with the drill, but I was able to get it screwed in with the hand tool. For step 16, we're going to grab this long wooden piece, and that's where you actually attach the LED strip. It has adhesive on the backside, but also has these plastic clamps, and you want to make sure the plastic clamps are in place, and you also want to ensure that it is oriented correctly. There's going to be a hole that's open for this part of piece D right here. You want to make sure that the LED strip's on the backside. Step 17, you're just going to go ahead and attach those boards, and then you're going to see right here where the brackets are. They go right on these small bolts, and you tighten that in to lock it in place. and that's going to be on step 18 where you actually screw those in tight. Step 19, you're going to get the long bolts. Those are the P6 screw bolts, and you're going to go ahead and put those in from the back side, connecting this together, and that really stiffens everything up. Step 20, you're just going to plug the connectors in place, and you have the long cable here, and that's what's going to connect to the actual power outlet to power this whole bed frame. Step 21, you're going to kind of put these brackets here to reinforce the corners. That's going to be an L-shaped bracket with the P1 bolts, and they go on either side of the headboard and the rail piece right here. Step 22, you're going to put your wooden slats down. Now these wooden slats have Velcro, and they're two separate segments. You want to just go ahead and lay it all the way at the end and then just unfold it and make sure that it's nice and stretched out. Step 23 is going to be the first part of the drawer assemblies. Now these wheels actually go in place, and then you have these P8 kind of plastic screws, and you really have to push down to get those in place. It was one of the more difficult things to do because it's just kind of hard on the fingers, but they will go in. Just kind of wiggle it as you push down. Step 24, you're going to put the sides of the basket together. They have these little rods that kind of go in place, and then they have little plastic clips that go around so it can kind of like latch onto itself. Step 25, you're going to use the P9 bolts. That's going to connect the face of the drawers to the actual basket. And then for step 26, there's a singular P10 bolt that's going to go towards the drawer, and that's going to kind of like hold the basket in place. And then finally, for the last two steps, it's basically going to be just putting the drawers in place and then utilizing the remote. Now the remote has different features where you can change whichever light color you want to go with for this bed. I feel like it is tremendous. It has different modes where you can change like the speed of the lights changing and just kind of how you like to have this. Now, it's adhesive up here, but you may need to add, there's an extra plastic clip if it starts to hang down. Overall, though, this is perfect for anybody's kind of bedroom. If you want to have not only the ability to charge your devices up top right here, or you just want to have a shelf where you could put a candle, you could put decorative items. This has a nice fabric here if you want to sit and read books while you're in bed. Again, you don't need a box spring. You can put the mattress directly on. The basket's nice to store extra blankets and things, and then you still have some clearance here at the bottom if you want to put storage totes underneath. It's overall fairly simple to assemble. It's a little more involved because there is so much going on with this headboard piece, but it's well worth the effort because you end up with just a really nice bed frame.